It's uneasy again to have this flexibility with a lot of
Hi, colleagues. I just want to check that we haven't started. I'm using a new gadget, so
Recording in progress.
great. Thank you.
We haven't started yet, ma'am.
No, that's fine. I'm using a new gadget, so it's a bit tricky. Thanks.
Good afternoon, Chairperson.
Afternoon, how are you?
I'm fine, Chair. We do have 6 members to start with the meeting. And then also Adam is in the meeting. So over to you, Chair.
Okay, thanks very much, members. And welcome again to this special meeting. Today we're going only to adopt the report. We hope that you have gone through the report. The issues that we've discussed in our last meeting, comments, and also changes to that effect. Will not take long. It may not take us almost at least by 1 o'clock or 1:15. We should have concluded this meeting. Can we move to item number 2?
From my side, I've only got one apology from Miss Maki. She said she's traveling, then she has gone through the report. She doesn't have any problem with it. Thanks, Chair.
Okay, thank you. All apologies noted. Can you quickly move to third item, Mr. Salma?
Thank you, Chairperson. Eddie, can you check if you can see the document, please? Colleagues, anybody, can you confirm that the document is on the screen, please? Thank you.
We can see it, Adam.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm not going to go through the entire report. I'm just going to indicate the items in red, just to proceed with haste, as the chairperson has indicated. I just fixed the one sentence relating to the IEC, just to indicate that the committee will still engage with the full report of the national provincial elections on the 11th of July. So that's as well as not indicating successfully ran the elections, because that remains to be seen after the report has been briefed to the committee. Then from there, we go to the recommendations at the end. So the other recommendations remain the same. I'm just going to move on to the ones where there was addition from the members. Just briefly to indicate that the funding for the ambitious digital transformation needs to be increased. And then secondly, that all relevant options must be used to address CETA-related ICT infrastructure delays, which led to 4 times more downtime and related loss of working hours than load shedding. Dramatic change is needed to improve network access, including building on the work of the CSIR interventions. In terms of the digitization project's funding, the committee noted concerns of lack of additional funding for the digitalization project, despite its critical nature and the urgent need for implementation. This was added from the members' contributions that we needed more urgent intervention. Whilst 500 million was reprioritized, senior leadership needs to assess if this internal reallocation is sustainable and sufficient for the large-scale project of digitizing 340 million paper-based civic records, which serves as the backbone for e-government and digital services. In terms of the rollout to 1,000 bank branches, the details of the planned funding regarding the specific banks involved and the timeframes for the rollout of DHA services at these branches must be made public and advertised extensively to ensure improved access. And then the procurement allocation for disadvantaged groups remains the same, and then increasing smart ID card issuance. The annual target must be increased from 2.5 to 3 million with corresponding adjustments in budget allocations and capacity. So this was added from the discussions. This is crucial for citizen empowerment and aligns with the vision of the digitally transformed Home Affairs. The gaps in the visa and permit processing and the Lurubisi report. This is reiterated by members, but the contribution remains the same. There's an enhanced clamp down on corruption recommended. It's needed, including addressing the lack of immigration officers and inspectors, system loopholes, porous borders, and potential risks of dual citizenship regulation changes. And then 6.9, adopting the final white paper on citizenship, immigration and refugee protection is key to address many of the policy issues around citizenship services and growing concerns around undocumented migrants. These are the outstanding recommendations from previous years on audit performance and internal controls, visa and permit backlogs and capacity, birth registration rollout tracking, and the staffing around the specifically relating to the ZEP. Then moving on to the Electoral Commission, the recommendations for voter registration application functionality, the headquarters lease and relocation remain the same. And then the reduced funding for the outreach program from 380 to 158 million remains important even in non-election years, and the reduced funding needs to be reviewed to ensure continued citizenship engagement and democracy education, as well as the need for significant increases in voter registration participation. So this feedback was added to that recommendation because it's related outreach and voter participation. There needs to be a correlation, or there needs to be increased outreach funding for improving voter participation. And then moving on to the Border Management Authority, the lack of national treasury funding is obviously the ongoing concern. And then secondly, members added that the South African Police Service border functions and related budget that have still not been transferred to the BMA by the Minister of Police over 2 years since the BMH was formally established as a Schedule A 3A public entity must be transferred without delay. And secondly, that funding for lifestyle audits need to be reinstated to proactively address ongoing corruption in the border environment. And then the outstanding recommendations remain the same on funding adequacy and efficiency and network capacity and collaboration. For the government printing works, the recommendations on digital transformation and interdepartmental collaboration remain the same. And in terms of financial sustainability and retained surpluses, GPAW now faces challenges with its inability to retain surpluses, as it has surrendered 1.7 billion to National Treasury, impacting infrastructure project and asset recapitalization. And the members added that this is contributing to GPW losing contracts due to insufficient modernization, inefficiency, and service delivery. For this purpose, the committee recommends National Treasury approve a full retention of GPW profit to be ring-fenced to infrastructure and asset recapitalization for 3 years. The Ministerial Review Panel recommendation should be fully implemented, and the recommendations of the panel on the data loss incidents that led to disclaimer audit opinions and effective financial statements. GPW moved from a disclaimer to qualified audit opinion in 2023, but IT issues remain outstanding. Going forward, the committee supports the proposed initiative to have a task team under Dr. Dubisi to address future-proofing potential challenges in the GPW. So I added there because it's related to these recommendations. And then lastly, the business development of digital and smart identity cards for SADC countries needs to be interoperable. It needs to ensure interoperable systems to assist in improving free trade in the region. So there was a free trade recommendation there related to printing documents for the SADC region. And then the outstanding recommendations for GPW from the previous year remain unchanged on the state security bill, infrastructure and equipment, human resource and capacity, financial management, and debtors, and rebate on DHA documents. So this is what I have. So I hand over back to you, Chairperson. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adams. Colleagues, this is a draft as per the inputs. Can I get comments or move for adoption? Honorable Ross.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you to Adam for turning this around so quickly. Chair, I think the changes are welcome and it reflects the inputs of the committee, Chair. So I would move for the adoption.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mtolo.
Thank you, Chairperson. I second Comrade Waspo. I move for the adoption. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Any contrary view?
Yes, Chair.
Honorable Mahale.
Yes, Chair. Please register the dissenting vote of the EFF.
Noted, Honorable Mahale. Any Honorable Ngoben, I see your hand.
Yes, good afternoon to all the colleagues. No, we don't have a dissenting view, Chairperson. This is our own report, but I think that it's very important for us to register that, you know, we have to support this with alarm and resolve, because ultimately, you know, what is being given to the Home Affairs and BMA in particular, honestly, leaves much to be desired. And also the fact that we are unable to deliver on the mandate in its full spirit is something that we want to be recorded at this forum. But because this is our report and Mr. Adams has added our concerns, I think in order for us to move in one accord, we need to be able to call a spade, particularly when it comes to the vote, when it comes as a committee, to be able to say, we're not going to leave the department to tell us about all these issues that they are dealing with in terms of the budget. They are in the executive, and at the end of the day, we are here to represent the heartbeat of our communities and how they feel and the pressure that is put upon them, particularly in a case where the Border Management Authority's wallet is empty. We believe that that's a betrayal of every South African who wants the integrity of our borders, as well as the integrity of our identity systems to be secured. And so it is important for us as this committee to note that. And I am grateful to, or particularly on our side, we're grateful to the team for having highlighted that. And so at the end of the day, of course, we all will make our remarks, but I have to register that a support for this vote is going to be almost tenuous and ambidextrous on our side. But ultimately, we need budgets. We just need them to be prioritized in a fashion that prioritizes the citizens of South Africa first. Without that, and without that particular kind of demonstration, it's going to be difficult for us to move forward. But ultimately, the work that must be done must be protected by this committee, and this committee has to ensure that we make that very vehemently clear in our remarks when we ultimately have to make our remarks towards the budget vote. And so I just wanted to register those comments, but thank you very much for the report.
Thank you. Noted, Honorable Ngubane.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chair, as well from my side. I think we actually appreciate and commend the work done by Mr. Salmon and AD and the whole team in preparing this report. And we really as well note the intensity and the hard working that they put to service us in all the work that we do. But as MK Party, we'll go through the report and see what the changes are and how it reflects as a whole in our own discussion. And at this stage, Chair, we would like to reserve our rights even to support the report at this stage. We just note what the work that is done is appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Ngubane. Reverend Misha.
Good day, Chairperson, and all members. I just want to register our rights to take whatever position. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any other comments? Okay. Thanks, members. I must appreciate that all of us, we take a responsibility on this report, and we are familiar with the details and the challenges that have arisen in our conversation with all the 4 entities, including the 2 units of civic and immigration within Home Affairs. I must also commend colleagues that you have put across recommendations which the department has already taken into account and respond in terms of implementations. And I think this is commendable from members of the committee that have made it possible in a genuine assessment on the weaknesses that we ought to engage moving forward. And I think it's our political positions, all of us, to support or to reject or to abstain from the conversation of adopting the budget vote. But we all take responsibility of our work in relation to what you have done and commission to these 3 entities. So with those words and also your comment and your position that you've taken as we move forward to a vote debate, we have noted all the issues that have been registered, and this budget vote report has been carried and adopted by the portfolio committee. Is there any other matter, Mr. Salmon?
No, thank you, Chair. We got everything we need.
Okay, thanks very much, members. The meeting stands adjourned.
Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you, Chair.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Chair.